So first of all, thank you for coming here to Swisspeace. And we would like to talk about land and water management in South Sudan. So issues of land and water management critically influence the effort of South Sudan to deal with internal conflicts. Especially tensions over access to land and water lead to clashes between different communities. So could you explain how or in what ways water and land are linked to local conflicts in South Sudan?
Thank you very much for having me. And South Sudan, being a new country, is faced with a lot of challenges. And one of those challenges is issues to do with land, water, and forest management. And because our communities, some are pastoralists and some are agriculturists. So most of the time you'll find the pastoralist communities move with their cattle to look for pasture and water. So that creates a lot of more problems, especially when they go to these areas where the host communities are mostly agriculturists. So it creates more tension, and also the pastoralist communities do practice this cattle rustling among themselves, so they fight also among themselves. The government being a new government with new institutions and with new structures, so they haven't yet translated most of the policies which they have developed into legislations to govern these areas of land and water. So the institutions are weak, and in the past most of these structures were local, where the local community have their own structures to govern land and water. But because of the long years of war, most of these institutions get eroded and they became weak. Also, the proliferations of small arms in the hands of most of the communities made the situation even worse. And now they don't respect anymore those structures which existed at the local level. We feel that if these local structures are revived and strengthened, maybe they will reduce these conflicts between the local communities.
Yeah, you mentioned already the different government levels. So how would you describe these different levels, and especially also how do they interact in terms of water and land management, these different levels? What structures are there?
Yeah, I mean, when you look into the customary structures and the statutory structures, you know, they are not coherent, you know, because in the customary governance system, you know, it has been there for ages, and people get used to it and they know how it operates. Now the government is introducing new structures. I mean, like when it comes to water management, you'll find that the policies talk about urban and rural water supplies and sanitation. And at the customary low level, those structures are completely not divided. They are one set of rules and systems. So now, because majority of water and land is at the local level set up, so you'll find that these new policies have not yet been established at the local level. So if they are not harmonized, then that will lead, of course, into more, misunderstanding, between the customary structures and the statutory or formal structures which are being introduced by the government. And that's why we feel that it's necessary that these governance structures are harmonized so that they can reinforce each other, instead of two of them being in clash.
And then in regard to the resolution of conflicts between different communities about water and land, which mechanisms or legal frameworks play influential roles? Would you rather say it's more the customary law which is more important in this regard, or how would you describe this?
Yeah, I think the customary law is dominant because majority of our populations live in the rural areas where the customary law operates. So you will find that the statutory structures are new. I mean, like now land policy talk about, or Land Act 2009 talk about court, to handle most of these issues. But the problem is that the decisions which are made by those courts are not enforceable. You cannot enforce them because there is lack of rule of law within South Sudan. So it's very difficult for these statutory institutions to function. So they are not really functioning. The customary structures were having more weight because these are the only structures which are closer to the people, which are within the domain of the society. So they were having more. People were having more access to those structures or institutions, unlike the statutory structures, where you need money, for you to access them, it needs resources. So it's very difficult, and sometimes they are very far away from where people actually live in the rural areas. So you will find that these structures are not really, the structures are not functioning. But now most of our people rely mostly on the customary law. But we feel that if we strengthen the customary law alternative dispute resolutions and mechanism, that will make life easier to more people, especially at the rural areas, when it comes to land management and water and forest.